Hear that sound? That sound may be costing you an offer, and you don't even realize it. Now, you have prepared for this interview. You know this company inside and out. You know about that interviewer, and you have practiced and practiced answering questions. But you forgot one thing, that thing in your pocket, and it may be costing you a job. Hi, I'm Shelley Piedmont, a former recruiter turned career coach, and I want you to thrive and not just survive your job. You're sitting in the interview, and all of a sudden your phone rings, and you're fumbling in your pocket. You're taking your eye off the interviewer because you want to shut that off. Or you're in a video interview, and a notification pops up. It makes a sound, and you're going quickly to shut it off, but you're taking your eyes away from the screen. What's happening is you're distracted, and that's a problem. Hiring managers aren't just bugged by the noise. What they're doing is actually making judgments about you based on what they're seeing. Now, you might think it's not a big deal. Your interviewer actually might not think it's a big deal, but I know some interviewers do, and you don't know what that person across that desk or on the other side of that video screen is thinking. So they may judge the situation as that you have a lack of detail. Oftentimes we see in job descriptions, detail-oriented person. Well, if you haven't turned off your phone, if you haven't turned off your notifications, does that show you have a lack of detail? Maybe in their mind it does. It also can mean that they don't think that you prioritized this meeting. They have set time aside for the meeting, and they want you to take it seriously. This is a job that they're possibly going to offer to you. And if you haven't done the things that are important to prepare for the meeting, like turn off your phone or your notifications, they can think badly about you, and they may. Another thing is they may wonder about divided attention. Now, employers want you to be focused on them. So if you're looking at your phone or dealing with a notification, what does that say about where your attention is? It's not on them. It's on somebody else or something else, and they're going to wonder about you. Now, hiring managers make decisions based on a lot of data points, right? But what they often do is they think about things from how their gut feels. And if their gut is starting to feel negatively about you and how you're presenting yourself, then that's a problem for you, because what you're doing is you're increasing risk in hiring you. And your job in an interview is not to increase the risk of hiring you. You want to decrease the risk of hiring you. That's why something that you may think is trivial, like your notifications going off, can end up being a big deal for the hiring manager. That's why it's important that this doesn't happen. Okay, so let's talk about the protocol that you should put in for your interviews. Let's start with in-person interviews. The first thing is, before you enter the building, put your phone on silent or turn it off completely. That's the best. And it should not be visible to that interviewer. It should be in a pocket, in a backpack, or wherever, so it is away. And don't forget about smartwatches. They can make noise too. And even if it's vibrating, that can jar you in an interview. So make sure you turn those off as well. You can always turn it back on when you are done. As for video interviews, now you want to ensure that your notifications are off because you don't want anything to interrupt you. So you need to go into your system settings to do that. The same thing applies for your phone and your smartwatch. Turn them off. You don't want anything to disrupt you. And even if it's at the other side of the room, you can hear it and you're thinking about what to do about that. So the best thing is always just silence them so that you are not ever in a position where you're interrupted. Now, some things that you can do just to help you, especially in a video interview, is if you think that you might forget about this, use another browser that you don't usually use and you don't have the notifications generally set up on those. That might make it a little bit easier. And then if you really want to be super careful, have somebody test that with you so that you can ensure that your notifications are turned off. Now, if unfortunately you forget and you get a call or some sort of notification, here's what you should do. First of all, they heard it, so don't pretend it didn't happen. Say, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I had turned off my notifications. And then go ahead and turn everything off and then go back to your interview. The best thing is to just say that you forgot to put those on silent. People do understand that that does happen, and just act professionally, turn it off, and give them your full attention. At the end of the day, this really isn't about a phone or a smartwatch. It is about how you come across and what matters to you. So, doing all of this to make sure that your phone, your smartwatch, your notifications don't pop up shows that you prioritize what's important, that you respect the time of the person that you're talking with, that this job is important to you, that you understand details. This is all about how you come across. Now, you may think, what's the big deal? It's just a phone. Yes, it is just a phone. And people get, calls, notifications all the time. But you want to be a professional. You want to show up that way. And you don't want anyone to think anything differently. So even though you may not think it's a big deal, your interviewer may think it's a big deal. So don't let this happen. It's easy not to let this happen. So just put in a routine so that when you get to the interview, you have that interviewer's full attention and you are paying attention. That is how you show you are the best candidate for the job.